Hello, I'm Patrick from Magee, sports writer for the Sun Herald.
I'm Patrick Ochs at Sports Guys Week 6.
We're here to talk about Friday night's big games. I'll be talking about Pascagoula, Long Beach, and also our game of the week, Gulfport, St. Martin.
I'll talk about PRC visiting Stone, but I'll kick things off talking about Biloxi, D'Iberville, big rivalry game here. Last couple years, D'Iberville's really set the tone there. They've had some lopsided wins, specifically the last three. This year's kind of different, a little interesting, I think. Biloxi has Tucker Thomas, former D'Iberville player. Still kind of finding his way as a quarterback. This will only be his fifth varsity start at quarterback. He's had some success running and throwing the ball, which has added a dimension to Biloxi. However, he's also turned the ball over quite a bit. I'm curious to see how he responds playing his former buddies. He's still probably friends with quite a bit of them too. But I know, having covered them playing baseball, plenty kind of goes back and forth. They get kind of chatty and stuff. So I'm curious, because Biloxi as a whole, turnovers have really killed him, whether it's fumbles, and it's not just Tucker, the whole team. They've had some drops. They've had some issues in offense. We thought they'd be a little more explosive on offense this year, and instead it's the defense that's kind of led the way for some low-scoring wins. They have 2 wins before they went in last week's bye. Then you look at D'Iberville, 2-2 under Eric Collins. Interesting team in the sense that, last week they kind of got it put on them a little bit against a very good St. Stanislaus team. Obviously, we've seen them quite a bit this year. The key there is last week, 8 false start penalties for them, and that offense, they have to stay on schedule. If you get behind, it's a killer. I think they right the ship there, and their defense has stepped up, St. Stanislaus notwithstanding. I think if their big players, Tyler Barnes and those guys, step up this year, I think they'll extend their winning streak out again. I see D'Iberville maybe winning by 10 points this week. Then the other interesting one, I think, is PRC visiting Stone. It's Stone's first official home game, I guess, at Gulf Coast. Obviously, pretty nice stadium to play at for a couple high school teams. Terry and Avery has been phenomenal for Stone this year in John Feaster's first season there. He's really been the workhorse. He's broken some big plays. I think they can rely on him quite a bit. And Preston Stringer used to be at St. Patrick playing quarterback. He's done just enough to kind of manage and help things out and spread the ball out, so defenses don't completely pack the box against Avery. Then you have PRC, which with Larry Dolan's first year, it's been a good start, 2-2. Slidell is a good team that they're coming off that loss. But I think Wyatt Davis has really taken a step forward at quarterback for him this year. Obviously, they have some other good players. Michael Tapman is back at running back. He's splitting the load. But Davis has added kind of a new dimension. He's thrown for practically as much as he did all last year under Eric Collins' offense, the ground and pound kind of offense. I like what he does this year and how he's matured. I still think, though, Stone kind of riding hot with Avery. I think he's a workhorse, and I think he'll be the difference here for maybe a 14-point win for Stone.
Pascagoula, Long Beach. You look at Long Beach the last 3 weeks, they really played pretty well. They led St. Stanislaus after 3 quarters, then they went to Van Cleveland and won, then they went to Moss Point and won. Picked up a 1-point victory over the Tigers. That's never an easy place to win. But Jaden Evans, the junior quarterback, played really well, threw for over 300 yards, really sparked them on offense. So the signs are that things are kind of building to the point to where they're the team we expected them to become this season. Forrest Williams is doing a good job with those guys, and we're finally seeing that progress really kind of playing out on the field. Pascagoula, I was there whenever they beat George County before they entered the bye week. They finally got their 2 running backs healthy, Reginald Hunter and Javarius Walker. Both of them had over 100 yards. Quarterback play was pretty good. It'll probably be kind of a question mark who's going to be behind center Friday night. Hunter Collins was there last time they played, and he kind of ran the show well. Had hit the 1 big touchdown downfield, and that was a big difference in the game. So I see Pascagoula on its home field having a little bit of an edge. I think that's going to be one of the better games Friday night. Our game of the week, Gulfport, St. Martin. It's really a matchup of offense versus defense. Gulfport's really not had much offense here lately whenever they entered the bye week like Pascagoula, but they were kind of scuffling on offense. I talked to Eddie Pierce. He's really kind of frustrated by their inability to really extend drives and get things going. But St. Martin, offense, not a problem. They had lost a couple of games. Then they went to East Central and won 63-55. Wayne Overman threw 7 touchdowns over 300 yards, and he threw 6 of those touchdowns to Caleb Reddicks. who was outstanding. I mean, his numbers this year are off the charts. He's already exceeded his numbers from a year ago, and he was already a pretty well-regarded prospect. Now he's hearing from teams like Miami and Indiana a little bit. No offers there yet, but he can maybe have some more coming his way. But Gulfport's had their number. St. Martin hasn't beat Gulfport since 2003. It's ever since St. Martin moved up to 6A, they have yet to beat Gulfport. I don't know. I think Gulfport maybe gets a little bit right coming off the bye week. They were able to sit and rest last week and able to kind of figure out things on offense. I think this is a really interesting, entertaining game, but I think Gulfport wins a tight one there at St. Martin. We appreciate you watching again this week, and we'll see you Friday nights at the games. And also download the Sun Herald app, and you can go to sunherald.com to keep track of the scores Friday night.